Welcome to another deep dive into the world of rare American coins. Today, we examine a modern treasure that has captivated collectors for decades, the 1992 Dink Penny. While it may appear to be an ordinary copper-plated zinc cent minted in the early 1990s, this coin holds a unique place in U.S. numismatic history. In this comprehensive video, we will uncover the origins of the 1992 Dink cent, explore its design details, explain what makes it valuable, and analyze its current market performance in 2025. The Lincoln cent has been a pillar of American coinage since 1909. Introduced to honor the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first U.S. coin to feature the likeness of a real person. The design by sculptor Victor David Brenner debuted with a prominent profile of Lincoln on the obverse and a pair of wheat stalks on the reverse. This reverse was replaced in 1959 with the Lincoln Memorial, and again in 2009 with a series of anniversary reverses, before the current Union Shield reverse was introduced in 2010. By 1992, the Lincoln cent had undergone a series of minor modifications, but remained largely the same in appearance. However, that year saw the accidental creation of a variety so rare, it would later spark immense interest in the collecting community. The 1992 Dink Penny was struck at the Denver Mint. Most of these coins are common, with a mintage figure exceeding 4.6 billion pieces. However, a small number of 1992 Dink cents were mistakenly struck using an obverse die intended for the following year. These coins exhibit what is known as the close AM reverse, a detail that dramatically alters their rarity and value. To understand the significance of the close AM variety, we need to focus on the reverse design. On standard Lincoln cents from 1989 to 1992, the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse is wide. However, in 1993, the U.S. Mint modified the design, bringing the A and the M closer together. A very small number of 1992 Dink cents were accidentally struck with this newer reverse design before it was officially released, creating a transitional variety. This anomaly, known as the 1992 Dink close AM, is one of the rarest and most desirable Lincoln cent varieties. It is estimated that fewer than 20 specimens have been verified to date, making it rarer than even the famed 1909 SVDB. To identify a genuine 1992 Dink close AM penny, examine the reverse of the coin under magnification. Look closely at the spacing between the A and M in the word America. On the close AM variety, the two letters are nearly touching or are very narrowly separated. Also, inspect the initials FG, which stand for Frank Gasparo, the designer of the reverse. On a close AM coin, the FG initials appear slightly farther from the base of the Lincoln Memorial compared to the wide AM type. Authentication by a reputable grading service is essential, as counterfeits and altered coins have entered the market. The Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company are the two most trusted authorities for this purpose. The rarity of the 1992 Dink close AM penny has led to extraordinary auction results. In 2012, a specimen graded MS-64 red by Professional Coin Grading Service sold for over $20,000. Since then, interest has grown steadily among collectors and investors alike. As of mid-2025, the market for rare Lincoln cents remains strong. A verified 1992 Dink close AM penny in uncirculated condition can command anywhere from $12,000 to $35,000, depending on eye appeal, color designation, and overall grade. Even circulated examples, though exceedingly rare, could sell for several $1,000s if authenticated. It is important to distinguish between the 1992 Dink close AM and its Philadelphia counterpart. The 1992 close AM without a mint mark is also extremely rare, though slightly more common than the Denver minted version. Both varieties are highly collectible and command substantial premiums. However, it is the 1992 Dink close AM that remains the true crown jewel due to its incredible scarcity. Modern era coins and transitional varieties like the 1992 Dink close AM have gained momentum as alternative investments within the numismatic market. With gold and silver prices fluctuating, some collectors are turning to rare coins with historical intrigue and finite supply. The 1992 D-AM fits this profile perfectly. Its status as a transitional variety, combined with its low known population and growing demand, suggests it may continue to appreciate in value. As more collectors seek to complete specialized Lincoln cent sets, this variety will likely remain a highly sought-after piece. In the vast sea of Lincoln cents minted over the last century, the 1992 D-AM stands out as a modern rarity of remarkable value. For collectors, it offers the thrill of the hunt and the satisfaction of owning a true anomaly. For investors, it represents a tangible asset with enduring scarcity and historical significance. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, be sure to check your pocket change and old rolls. That unassuming 1992 D penny could be worth more than you ever imagined. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial Cent, a coin that, while common in appearance, may hold more value than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a curious hobbyist, or just wondering if that old penny in your drawer is worth anything, this video will provide you with the full picture, from history to rarity, and from collector demand to its current 2025 market value. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909, remains one of the longest running coin series in United States mint history. Originally issued to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it has since become a staple in American numismatics. By the time we reached 1981, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been in use for over 2 decades, replacing the earlier wheat ears reverse in 1959. The obverse still featured Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial in sharp relief, designed by Frank Gasparo. The 1981 issue is especially significant. It was the last full year that the Lincoln cent was struck in the 95% copper composition, before the mint switched to a primarily zinc-based coin in 1982 due to rising metal costs. This composition change alone gives the 1981 cent added collector interest. Now, you might ask, what does no mint mark mean? The absence of a mint mark on a U.S. coin indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark for 1-cent coins prior to 2017. So when we say, 1981 no mint mark Lincoln cent, we're referring to the Philadelphia issue. In terms of mintage, the 1981 Philadelphia Lincoln cent is far from rare. Over 7.5 billion of these coins were produced, making it one of the most commonly struck pennies of its time. So, what makes it worth anything at all? Here's where it gets interesting. Though the base coin is common, certain variations, errors, and exceptional conditions can command serious premiums. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that meet the following criteria: high grade, uncirculated condition, typically graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC double die varieties, especially in the lettering of Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date off-center strikes, die cracks, or other minting anomalies. Full red luster, which indicates the coin has never been exposed to environmental oxidation. The rarest of these variations, particularly those certified by reputable grading agencies, can fetch hundreds, even thousands, of dollars in today's market. Coin grading is absolutely essential in determining a 1981 penny's value. The Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, is the industry standard. A coin in mint state 60 to 63 is fairly common and may carry a modest premium over face value. However, a mint state 67 or 68 red, meaning the coin maintains its original copper color without signs of wear, can be significantly more valuable. As of 2025, certified MS67 red examples of the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny are consistently selling for $50 to $150 at auction. MS68 red examples, although very scarce, have been known to sell for $500 or more, depending on the buyer and demand at the time of sale. The market for high-grade Lincoln cents remains strong, particularly for pre-1982 copper issues. Investors and collectors alike are seeking them for their historic value and intrinsic metal content. Circulated condition. In average circulated condition, this penny remains worth 1 cent. However, due to its copper content, a 1981 penny may have a bullion value of about 2 to 3 cents, depending on copper prices. Uncirculated, MS60 to MS64 typically worth 10 cents to $1, especially when sold in rolls or in bulk. High grade, MS65 to MS66 red values range from $5 to $25. Based on demand and I appeal. Premium grade, MS67 red certified examples are selling between $50 and $150. Top tier, MS68 red and above scarce and highly desirable, often fetching $500 or more, especially when offered at public auctions. It's important to note that the market for error coins is even more volatile. A dramatic off-center strike or a double die error could raise the price exponentially, sometimes into the four-figure range, depending on condition and certification. So how can you tell if your 1981 penny is worth more than face value? Here are a few practical steps. Examine the coin under magnification. Look for doubling in the lettering or date. Check the coin's color. A full red luster is more desirable than a brown or red-brown tone. Weigh the coin. A genuine 1981 copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. Look for errors. Off-center strikes, die clashes, and cuts can dramatically increase value. Consider professional grading. Submitting your coin to PCGS or NGC can validate its authenticity and boost resale value. In conclusion, while the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln cent may not appear to be rare at first glance, certain examples are highly sought after in today's collector market. With the right condition, the right variety, and a bit of numismatic knowledge, a simple penny could become a prized possession, or even a valuable investment. If you've got a 1981 penny lying around, it might be time to take a second look. If you're passionate about rare coins, coin values, and the stories behind America's most iconic currency, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we're going to explore a small copper-plated zinc coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. We're talking about the 1995 D Lincoln penny, also known as the 1995 Denver Mint Lincoln cent, bearing the word Liberty and the D Mint mark. What might seem like an ordinary 1-cent piece to most could, in some cases, be worth much more than its face value. So stay tuned as we uncover the fascinating history behind this coin, explore its production details, discuss key features and varieties, highlight what makes some examples highly valuable, and finally, assess its current market worth in 2025. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Originally struck in bronze, the coin has seen several changes in its composition and design over the decades. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using primarily copper to a copper-plated zinc composition due to the rising cost of copper. By 1995, the penny had been in its modern zinc form for over a decade. Despite its commonness, several interesting varieties and error coins from this era have become highly sought after by collectors. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small D Mint mark located just below the year on the obverse, or front side, of the coin. In total, more than 7 billion of these pennies were struck, making it one of the most common coins in U.S. history. The obverse of the coin features the familiar right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The inscriptions include "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1995 accompanied by the D Mint mark to the right. The reverse depicts the Lincoln Memorial, with the words United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and the denomination 1 cent. Despite the high mintage, not all 1995 D pennies are created equal. Certain errors, high-grade examples, and coins in uncirculated condition are particularly valuable. Condition and grade. Like with all coins, condition is critical. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, showing no signs of wear and maintaining their original mint luster, are far more desirable. These coins are usually graded by third-party services like PCGS or NGC on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A mint state coin, or MS, typically starts at MS60 and goes up to MS70. A 1995 D penny graded MS67 or higher can be worth significantly more than face value. Die errors and varieties. Although the famous double die variety is found in the Philadelphia minted 1995 penny, not the Denver Mint, the 1995 D does have some error coins that attract collectors. Examples include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and coins struck on foreign planchets. While these are rare, they can fetch impressive prices depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Full red coins. For modern pennies, color also plays a role. Copper-plated zinc cents can develop a dull brown or red-brown tone over time. However, coins that retain their original bright red color, known as full red, are more valuable, especially in high grades. Historically, the 1995 D penny was not considered a rare or particularly valuable coin due to its massive mintage. Throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s, most examples in circulation were only worth their face value. However, the story changed as collectors began focusing on conditional rarities and certified high-grade specimens. By the 2010s, coins graded MS67 red or higher began to fetch premiums at auctions. Some examples certified by PCGS and NGC sold for as much as $50 to $150, depending on market demand. Die variety and error coins have occasionally brought in even more. A misstruck 1995 D penny or one with a dramatic off-center error has reached prices in the range of $250 to $500. So, how much is a 1995 D Lincoln penny worth in today's market, that is, in 2025? Here's a detailed breakdown based on current trends. Circulated examples, still worth 1 cent. These are the coins you might find in pocket change. Unless they show a rare error, they hold no additional premium. Uncirculated examples, MS60 to MS64 typically sell for between 5 and 15 cents. These are decent condition coins that haven't been in circulation but may show minor flaws. High-grade examples, MS65 to MS66 red. These coins generally sell for between $3 to $15. Premium grade, MS67 red. These coins can be worth between $25 and $75, depending on the population and demand at the time. Top grade specimens, MS68 red. While extremely rare, these coins can reach $200 to $300 or more at auction. Major error coins, values vary widely depending on the nature of the error. A dramatic off-center strike or a double denomination error could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500. Keep in mind, prices fluctuate depending on collector interest, market demand, and the grading population reports. Coins that were once scarce may become more common as more are graded, and vice versa. In conclusion, while the 1995 D Lincoln penny is one of the most common coins in American history, certain examples can be worth far more than face value. Condition, grade, color, and the presence of mint errors are all major factors that can transform this small coin into a collectible item with real monetary value. If you happen to come across a 1995 D penny in exceptional condition or with unusual features, consider having it professionally graded. Who knows, that humble 1 cent coin might just be worth hundreds. As always, we recommend staying informed, consulting coin value guides, and keeping an eye on reputable auction results to gauge current prices. The 1997 D Lincoln cent, one of the most talked about 1 cent coins from the late 20th century. Whether you've just found one in your pocket change or you're considering buying or selling one, this video will walk you through everything you need to know. Stick around because we're also going to talk about a few surprising varieties and errors that could turn your humble penny into a small fortune. The Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin has seen several design changes, mint mark variations, and metal compositions. The 1997 D penny, minted in Denver, may seem like just another modern coin, but it has its own unique place in numismatic history. The 1997 D Lincoln cent features the classic design introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparo. The obverse displays a profile bust of President Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," along the top rim, "Liberty" to the left of Lincoln's portrait, and the date 1997 to the right. Just below the year, you'll find the D mint mark, indicating that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, which had been used since 1959 to honor Lincoln's legacy. If you look closely, you can even see the statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a remarkable detail for such a small coin. The reverse also includes the inscriptions, "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and the denomination, 1 cent. In 1997, the Denver Mint produced approximately 4.6 billion Lincoln cents. Yes, that's billion with a B. With such a high mintage, you might think the coin has little or no collectible value, but as we'll see shortly, there are exceptions that make certain specimens extremely valuable. The coin is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. Since 1982, the United States Mint transitioned from bronze to a zinc core with a copper coating to reduce costs. As a result, the 1997 D Lincoln cent weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Although the standard 1997 D penny is quite common, error coins can be rare and valuable. Here are a few key errors that have been identified on 1997 D Lincoln cents. Off-center strikes. These occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a portion of the design being missing. The value depends on how far off-center the strike is. A 50% off-center coin with full visible date and mint mark can fetch up to $50 or more. Double die errors. While not as common for 1997 D as in other years, any noticeable doubling on the obverse or reverse could significantly boost value. Check Lincoln's profile, the lettering, or the Lincoln Memorial columns for any signs of doubling, die cracks and cuds. These are caused by wear and tear on the dies used to strike the coin. Some collectors seek out these minor anomalies for their uniqueness. While most of these don't drastically increase value, some well-placed die cracks or cuds can command premiums of $10 to $20. Clipped planchets. A clipped planchet error results in a coin that appears to have a small section missing from its edge. These errors are quite eye-catching and can bring prices between $20 and $100 depending on the severity and appeal. For a typical circulated 1997 D penny in average condition, the value remains at face value, which is, of course, 1 cent. These are common in everyday pocket change and are still found in circulation. However, coins in uncirculated condition, especially those graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, can be worth significantly more. Here's a breakdown. Mint state 60 to 63. These coins show no signs of wear but may have minor contact marks or lackluster luster. They are typically valued between $1 and $3. Mint state 64 to 66. Sharper details and stronger luster can push values up to $5 to $15. Mint state 67 and above. High-grade examples in MS 67 or better, especially with full red color designation, are considerably rarer. These can sell for anywhere between $30 and over $100 at auction. Top Pop, MS68 red. Extremely rare examples graded MS68 RD by PCGS or NGC have sold for up to $400 or more depending on eye appeal and demand at the time of sale. Error coins, depending on their type and severity, can add significantly to this value. For example, a dramatic off-center error or a double die in mint state condition could bring in between $100 and several $100. While the 1997 D penny is not rare by mintage numbers alone, it is still a worthy addition to any collection, particularly if you come across a pristine, high-grade example or an unusual error. As with any coin, condition is key. The numismatic market continues to favor high-quality specimens and eye-catching anomalies. If you're investing in Lincoln cents, or simply enjoying the thrill of the hunt, don't overlook the coins from the late 1990s. As time passes and pristine examples become harder to find, values may continue to climb, especially for top-graded pieces and certified errors. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have a 1997 D penny you think might be valuable, let us know in the comments or share a photo in our community tab. We'd love to take a look. The 1993 Lincoln Liberty 1 cent penny, specifically, the no mint mark version. Whether you've stumbled upon this coin in circulation or you're digging through a childhood collection, you might be holding onto something worth far more than face value. The 1993 Lincoln penny continues the long-standing legacy of the Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse, featuring Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Lincoln, has remained largely unchanged since its inception, while the reverse design, the Lincoln Memorial, was introduced in 1959 and remained until the design was changed in 2009. The 1993 issue is part of this enduring tradition, but what makes it notable is not only its design, but also its composition, mintage volume, and the subtle varieties that exist, including the well-known no-mint mark Philadelphia strike. In 1993, pennies minted in Philadelphia were produced without a mint mark, which was standard practice for Philadelphia issues at the time. This lack of a mint mark is not an error, but rather an intentional and routine omission. However, collectors refer to it as the no mint mark version to distinguish it from the Denver minted 1993 Dink Penny. Despite being the standard issue, this no mint mark coin has gained attention due to its availability in exceptionally high grades and the existence of a few notable varieties and errors. Now, let's talk rarity. In circulated condition, the 1993 no mint mark penny is quite common. In fact, over 5.6 billion were minted in Philadelphia alone. So, in terms of sheer numbers, this is not a rare coin. However, rarity in numismatics is not solely defined by mintage figures. What sets certain 1993 pennies apart is their condition, errors, and varieties. Examples include double die obverse varieties, off-center strikes, and broad-struck errors, all of which can increase a coin's desirability and market value. Among the most sought-after varieties is the 1993 double die obverse, where doubling is visible on the inscription such as Liberty or In God We Trust. These are quite scarce and command premium prices in the current market. Let's dive into current market values as of 2025. Here is a general price guide based on grade and condition. Circulated coins in average condition, typically worth between 1 cent and 10 cents. These are common and hold little numismatic value unless part of a complete set. Uncirculated coins graded MS60 to MS63, these range in value from $1 to $3. High-grade uncirculated examples, MS65 and above, can command anywhere from $5 to $15 depending on strike quality and eye appeal. Coins graded MS67 red or higher may sell for $50 to over $100 at auction or through private collectors. Rare errors, such as significant double dies or dramatic off-center strikes, can fetch upwards of $200 to even several $1,000s, depending on severity and certification. Recent auction records show a 1993 no mint mark penny graded MS68 red by PCGS selling for over $300, a testament to how quality and preservation make a difference. If you're checking your coin jar or sorting through old collections, here are a few tips to determine if your 1993 penny might be worth something. Look for full red luster with no signs of wear. These are the highest valued coins. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, especially around the date and lettering. Pay attention to off-center strikes or unusual surface features. These could be valuable mint errors. Consider professional grading if you believe your coin is in exceptional condition. Grading by PCGS or NGC adds credibility and significantly increases resale value. While the 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny is generally common, condition and uniqueness make all the difference. If you have a coin in pristine uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a notable error or variety, it could be worth far more than a single cent. In 2025's market, collectors continue to pay a premium for top-graded examples and verified errors, especially as demand for modern coin varieties continues to grow. So, the next time you come across a 1993 penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Check the details. You just might be holding a tiny piece of history that's worth a lot more than you think. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of numismatics. Leave a comment below if you have a rare 1993 penny or want help identifying one. Until next time, happy collecting.